Well, welcome back to the flight deck. We're just 8 hours into the flight now, and we're coming up for our top of descent. We are currently in the straits between Malaysia and Indonesia. I'll pop up the map and just get myself organized here. So we'll do a quick look here. You can see where we are. We're about 55, 60 miles from top of descent. We're coming down here between the channels, and then we're going to begin our descent down the arrival and approach. And yeah, we're all looking good and on time. It's been a quiet flight. You can see we're just coming up for sunrise. Sun went down about an hour and a half after we took off, and she's starting to come up again. So we're looking good. I'll get the current weather, but the weather had kind of calmed down while we were in the last couple hours. And I'll throw it up into the chat. As you see, winds are variable at 2 knots, so we're going to stick with our approach on the runway 02 left. But there has been some rain in the area, so we'll see what happens with that. Temperature is still 26 degrees, and 1008 is the QNH, which we will tune into as we descend down. So we're about 40 miles from top of descent now. We come down to the unit here. We're going to go into our approach page. We're going to be landing flaps 30, which is going to give us a reference speed of 152. We'll add 5 to that, so there'll be a 157 for our landing speed. ILS for runway 02 right. If we come over to the RadNav page and we look it up, 110.9, and that is correct for runway 02 left. We'll put the course in. It is 23 degrees. And over on VOR2, we'll put in the VCONG VOR, which is Yoke 116.5. Just as a reference, and that's now pointing towards there, as you can see. So a little bit of cloud on the horizon, so who knows, we may get that rain as we come in. Yoke, we're doing well. We are just getting ready for our descent down into Singapore. It's been a good flight, 8 hours since we took off out of Jeddah. Alright, so our minimums here on the Cat 1 is going to be 222 feet. So we'll come over to our barrel minimums. And we will set, hey Kevin, I was wondering if you were still going to be up. So we'll set 230 feet. That will be our minimums on the Cat 1. Yeah. And this is only the first part. Next weekend we're doing the second leg, which is from here to Melbourne, Australia. So another 8 hours or so. Alright, and our platform altitude we are going to be going for is flight level 350. And if we come down, take a look at Anuma. It says above. Let's see if we can hard embed that in. There we go. So 350, and that will be our intercept on the ILS. So let's get that dialed in. There we go. Well, thanks for popping by. As you can see, my wish is coming true, although it's going to be dark when we do land, but the sun is starting to peak above the horizon, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's start ranging out. We're about 20 miles to the top of descent. Can't remember if it does it automatically in this one or not. We'll see what happens. Which two? Jeddah. Oh, there's the tracker. What does it want? 1299. At least in this one, it's easy to plug in. There we go. Quiet that. That's the last one that should ding us. It was 3,800 miles, I think, between Jeddah and Singapore. So yeah, it took. It was a long flight, and we got all the way up to flight level 350, where we've been cruising, or 370 actually, where we've been cruising along. Yeah, we'll see if we get any light. Singapore should be lit up again. I got the mods there, so hopefully I've left them installed for this. I can't remember if I took them out or not. I think I manually have to do the descent if I remember correctly. It's no big deal. Anyway, ATIS we've not worrying about. There's no ATC on here. FMC arrival procedures are set. We're coming in on the ILS 402 left on the ARMA 1 Alpha arrival. Briefings complete. Recall, we are good. Altimeters, we will switch that transition to 1008. VREF is set 152. That's our V approach of 157. Minima is set at 230 feet. We're ready to start down. So I think I'm going to start us down now. And we'll just watch for the banana. There she is. Are there any restrictions on our height? So at ARMA we have to be at 250 knots. And it's 10,000 at Bowbag. Alright, so let's set, we'll set that first. Let's crank this up to 10,000. We'll use that as a guide for the first part of our descent. Bring that up to 2,000. Let's see where that sets us out. So we'll aim for 10,000 at Bowbag. Well, it says above 10,000, but we'll go for 10,000. That's Singapore out that way, and the built-up area around it. Miles to ARMA. Set that speed down to 250. Well, the engines are at idle. We can go flaps 5 when we get down to there. The speed is starting to creep backwards. That's good. I get a little bit of pre-dawn light on the aircraft as we head inwards. Fuel, we got 22 tons left. We started at 98, so we've burned quite a bit. But everything is looking well. Help that speed back a little bit, down to 250. transition level down here at Singapore is 13.5. Or is that 1300? 1300. Or 1300. 130, so 13,000 feet. Alright, there's Armo. We're now entering the arrival. Fuel is pretty well balanced, within 0.3 of a ton. And there's speed at 250. Put the speed brakes in and see where it holds us. We're below 265, so what we're going to do to prevent that speed from creeping, go flaps 1. We're going to go to flaps 5. We'll hold flaps 1 for the moment. Just hold her there at 250 knots. We'll wait for the banana to come back in as we head back to 2,000 feet on our descent rate. $28,000 feet. So there's a hold at Bowbag, which we won't need. There's a hold at Samco. We won't need there either. But they are options for us. If I don't think you can do holds in this thing, at least not programmed holds. We could do it manually. Bow Kip, we have a 6,000 foot limit. Heading, as you can see, in that southeastwards down the strait. Basically out over the water between the two islands, again, Malaysia and Indonesia. Singapore is on the eastern edge of the island that Singapore sits on. How well we do this arrival here. Alright, so we got to drop down to 220 knots by the time we reach Bowbag as well. There's the river that breaks the island off. I believe that's it. We're going to end up heading out over this way. Well, yeah, there's that low cloud, so maybe it is raining out that way. Alright, sun's definitely starting to come up. Back to 240. And we're gonna go flaps 5. And we're gonna bring that altitude down to 6,000 feet. And speed down to 220. So we go flaps 10 below 245. Assist again. Below 245, flaps 10. Speed's coming down to 220. Yeah, starting to make out the islands down here now. Samco, which is where we make the turn down here, we want to be at 190 and above 4,000. And it's us down to 18,000, so I'm going to go turn the music off. Go. Bring that range in, we're looking good. We're right on profile. So it's 23 miles from Bowbeg to Samco, where we should be doing the intercept. Frequency and course are entered. Auto brakes are set to 2. Scale it to 4,000 now. We'll maintain this descent. There's Singapore. I'm going to come out over these islands and then turn in and head up 023 degrees for the runway. So we're going to play with our descent rate, get us down to that 4,000 at Samco. That'll also help us with slowing down because we got to be at 190. That looks good. Yeah, looking very good. Definitely starting to get some light in the sky. Not picking up the ILS yet. Let's confirm 110.9. That is dialed it. And heading at 023 degrees. Yeah, we're all set on the approach information. Localizers now come up. And there's the airport. We got the runways there. Alright, so it looks like we are on a good descent rate. I'm going to toss it up to 2,000 feet. We're going to bring that down to 350. Glide slope is showing. Localizer is on. We'll go with localizer first until we are below the glide. And then we'll go with the approach mode. Alright, so that's 5 miles out. Coming back to 190. And below 235 we can go to 20-degree flaps. So flaps 20. And we're about 3 miles out, so we'll go into localizer mode. Localizer's armed. There's the turn. There's the runway. Speed back to 180. We're getting there. It's doing its funky seeking back and forth thing that it does. There we go. So we're working our way down. Localizer's coming in. Glide slope's moving up. There's gear down. We're 13 miles out. That's fine. So we're going to scroll back to 165. The aircraft to start slowing down. Flaps 25, below 210 knots. Gear is down, 3 green. Ooh, look at that sunrise. That's looking pretty. Let's see if I can quickly get a shot of that. Very nice. Alright, we're gonna grab the glide slope. No. Head down. See if we can get below it. Flaps full. Speed brake armed. Bring her right down to 157. Approach mode doesn't want to arm. Interesting. That's okay. I'll take her in manually. Winds are almost negligible once we get down to the ground. It said it was variable at 2 knots. Get ourselves lined up a little bit nicer. Alright, gear down 3 green, speed brakes armed, flaps are full, lights are on, and recall is clear. Good, a little high. Slightly right. $500. Auto throttles are off. Landing. And we are down. Welcome to Singapore. Going up to the cargo up on this side up at the end. Alright. Reversers are off. Auto brakes off. There's 60 knots. We'll take the high speed here. In we go. So, flaps are coming up, speed brakes disarmed, landing lights are off, taxi light is on, and we're coming up to the parking up here. The cargo facilities. Make our we'll turn to the left here. turn on the APU. There we go. And we're going to come up here to one of the parking spots. Let's see if they're listed. There's the cargoes. Let's go
The
five.
chosen position is too small for your aircraft.
Quiet. One up to 506. There we go. Ourselves up and around. There's the marshaller. Oh, it'd help if you weren't standing behind the pole, mister. Can't even see you anymore. There we go. Welcome to Singapore. Let's get the parking brake on. APU is running, so we can come up here. We'll turn off the taxi lights. We can shut off the rest of our lights. We'll leave the nav lights on. That's fine. We'll turn on the bleeds. And we'll turn on the APU generators. External power as well, that's all good. Shut off the engines. Hydraulic pumps can go off. Fuel pumps off. Window heat off, and the engine bleeds are off. So there we go. Welcome to Singapore. We are parked, and what a beautiful sunrise. Made it just in time to go get breakfast and head to bed. Well, thanks for coming along, and thanks for watching. We will see you all on the next live stream, which is tomorrow. We're back on our world tour as we head to the Aleutian Islands. Thank you very much for coming along. We will see you all on the next one. Bye for now.